Hello, QVS World Geography students. I hope you're having a good weekend, and I would like to take this opportunity to discuss with you your responsibilities for week 2 in Essential Unit 2. As you know, last week we began our examination of the different regions around the world. Essential Units 2 through 10 will have us investigate different areas of the world, and Unit 2 begins with North America. As we follow through in the rest of the units, what you will come to learn or see with the example that's being established in Essential Unit 2, that we will study all of the different regions of the world from a similar perspective or lens. And when I say that, I mean we will spend a lot of time applying the 5 themes of geography: um, location, place, region, movement, and human environment interaction to the different regions of the world. So what you should find is if you make it through successfully and master Essential Unit 2, you will find it to be, I don't want to say easy, but you will find that you will create like a certain momentum as you move from unit to unit, as all of the units will be structured the same way. We will just look at different parts of the world. So North America has been our focus, and let's go ahead and go to the course page and take a look at where you've been and where you should go from there. So last week we started week 1. If you are a little bit behind, no worries. The video that I sent out in last Sunday's email is here for you to watch. Go ahead and listen to the video, and in it I essentially explain all of your responsibilities for week 1. We began our investigation by starting out with some map skills. So essentially just getting you familiar with different locations within the context of North America. That included the sub-regions of both the United States and Canada. So when we looked at Canada, you were thinking about or being introduced to the provinces and territories, the 13 provinces and territories of Canada. And when you looked at the United States, you were introduced to the 50 political subunits that we refer to as states in the United States of America. Along with that, you were introduced to some of the more important physical features in North America, like including the Appalachian Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, the Mississippi River, the St. Lawrence River, all of these important features for both of those countries. And you also should have been introduced to some of the more important cities within the context of North America. You should be familiar with the capitals of both countries. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. But the capitals aren't the only important cities in countries. There are also a lot of other cities that act as economic hubs for countries. And in the case of the United States, New York and Los Angeles are 2 important economic hubs. And in the case of Canada, Toronto is an example of an important economic hub as well. So that is part of what you did in week 1. Also looking at the physical features and the climate and vegetation of the 2 countries a little bit more closely. You had to create a couple more climate graphs so that you could do analysis of how climate impacts the development of those 2 countries. Both the United States and Canada are fairly high developed as it pertains to GDP per capita. And you can begin to draw conclusions as to how climate and vegetation contribute to the level of development in those 2 countries. There was a film analysis at the end of the week that presented to you how the physical features in North America have come to exist over Earth's long period of history. In that film analysis, you had to explore some of the themes within the context of the geography course and write a short little presentation of what you saw or watched in that documentary film on North America. So make sure that you do week 1 activities before moving on to week 2. But then let me go ahead and take you to week 2 and discuss what your responsibilities are this week. There's a fun little series on YouTube called Geography Now, and I like to use Geography Now within the context of this course. So we are going to start out by looking at a couple Geography Now videos that will get you thinking more geographically about North America and how it is divided. So when I open this activity, I give you a little bit of geographic facts about North America. And then as you scroll down through the assignment page, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There is a worksheet attached for you to complete. And if you take a look at the directions for this activity, it says the purpose of this activity is for you to expand your knowledge of the region through the use of the Geography Now series. So you'll get to learn this gentleman and his antics. His name is Barbie. And in this assignment to master it, you need to complete the following. There's a Geography Now worksheet found under the resource section of the unit. Let me take you back there and show you where that is really quickly. So back up here to the beginning of the, oops, that's Essential Unit 1, to the beginning of the Essential Unit 2 page. Here's a bunch of resources here. You're going to open this worksheet called Geography Now worksheet, okay? So then taking you back to the activity. And when you open that worksheet, it will tell you that you have to complete the worksheet for any 3 of the following countries. So, of course, Canada and the United States has been a focus and will be a focus in this unit. But you can see that with the Geography Now series, and technically North America includes not only the United States and Canada, but the islands in the Caribbean, along with what is considered to be geographically Central America. So you are to pick any 3 of these videos, and you can see Canada is one of them. Listen to the videos, and as you listen, complete the Geography Now worksheets. You have to do 3 of them, so make sure that's clear. Each of the videos are about 10 to 13 minutes long, so they won't take you a long time to watch. And honestly, if you want a good tip while you watch, complete the worksheet, and that will be a very effective use of your time. When you're done with the worksheets, make sure that you upload all 3 of them here on this assignment tab. Then going back to the main page, let me make sure I'm in the right section. It keeps taking me to Unit 1. Going back to the main page in Unit 2 in Week 2, next we're going to start looking at geographic challenges of the 2 countries that we are focusing on. There's another good YouTube series called Stratford Geographic Challenges. And essentially the goal of this series is for you to understand that all countries around the world have geographic advantages and they have geographic disadvantages. So when we talk about geographic advantages, we reference features like important resources that would allow for a country to develop, good land for agriculture, a lot of living space for the people. Those would all be examples of geographic advantages, while geographic disadvantages might be features like intemperate climate or extreme climate, poor soil for agriculture, lack of development, a country that is landlocked also often features or has challenges because they don't have access to bodies of water for to act as a resource or to integrate them into networks of trade. So throughout the course of the year, we will look at and consider geographic challenges of countries through the use of the Stratford series. And again, these videos, they're like 2-3 minutes long each. So in the next set of activities, which you really could do all in one day if you wanted to, you are going to listen to the geographic challenges of the United States. And then in the SCORM package, there are some multiple choice questions for you to answer. And then in the next one, you will watch a video about the geographic challenges of Canada and answer the multiple choice questions. And it's so important, and I'm going to remind you again that once you do these SCORM packages, that you click the submit an email score report button at the end of the lesson. If you don't do that, then your answers and your scores are not saved and sent to me. So please make sure that you always click email and submit score report. Type your name in the identifier box so that I know who completed the lesson. Okay, and then moving on from there, after you listen to those 2 videos in this activity, and I'm going to open this one up, it is an analysis. So what you need to do in this activity, if I scroll down, there is an assignment right here. You need to compare the United States to Canada as it pertains to their geographic challenges. So when I say that, think about how their challenges are similar and different, and which of them have more of a geographic disadvantage. So you're really going to weigh the 2 countries against each other in terms of which one has the greatest geographic advantage. Okay, so that is in that activity. And again, you might find yourself doing this activity at the same time or on the same day as you do these other 2 activities within the context of week 2, where you're watching the Stratford video for the United States and answering the questions, and then watching the Stratford video for Canada and answering the questions. Okay, and then we're going to complete the week by looking at the economy and culture of the United States and Canada. As you can see, this is another SCORM package. So then in this activity, we'll start beginning to look at how the economies of the United States and Canada are structured and what types of economic activities that they are most dependent upon. And then you'll also do the same thing with culture. You'll take a look at the culture of the United States and Canada as it relates to their history. You know that they share one thing in common. They were both colonies of Great Britain within the context of their history. How was the colonization of those 2 countries by the British a common feature, or how did that fact contribute to how those 2 countries are culturally today? So take a look at that last activity completed. It is activity 9, economy and culture of the United States and Canada. Okay, so essentially that is week 2 for Essential Unit 2. Like I said, if you haven't done week 1 yet, make sure that you do that first before engaging in the activities in week 2. And then always remember that I am here and happy to help. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to email me. Feel free to reach out on Skype or in any way that best works for you in getting in contact with me so that I can help you navigate the course page and successfully master Essential Unit 2. Okay, have a good week. I'm here to help. Please reach out and let me know how you're doing. Bye.